still got a chance of continental football. It's not quite the Libertadores, but it might be good for the finances. A couple of points here will do it. Hello everyone, welcome back to episode number 5 of Going Intercontinental. My name is David, and in this episode we have the final 2 games, I believe, the league season. But before we get into that, we agree on transfer screen. As you can see, quite a hefty amount of outgoings, including one of my personal favourites, hopefully yours by this time as well. Geronimo Catchboy is Wuhan in, I believe that's China, 3.3 million. I had no say in that. I didn't realise it had happened until I realised that my director of football had accepted the bid because it matched his valuation. And I was very disappointed. I then tried to offer him out for money. He got annoyed because I was trying to tout him. I said, no, I'm sorry. We gave it up. And then he left anyway. But he's made a good, he's done us a favour in the finances. So sold Gabriele and Ibanez, although we knew they were going anyway. A couple of guys going out, getting a couple of loans and that sort of thing. But otherwise, it's pretty much as you were. Finances-wise, we are starting to make a little bit of a dent into that. And as you can see, we're actually a lot closer than we were before, which means that by the club vision screen, we're actually on course for the wage budget, which is an absolute miracle. I'm sure you'll all agree. But in this episode, we're going to be, yes, as I said, playing the last 2 games of the season. We're going to be playing against Union and then Huracan to finish the season. As I mentioned in the intro, we actually have a chance of, I suppose it's the South American Europa League. I don't really know. But yeah, we're 5 points clear of Talleres going into the last couple of games. We do have a game in hand, but I believe if we win our next game, that does pretty much get us into the Copa Sudamerica. So these are the preliminary round, so it's not really going to do a huge amount. We've got no chance of getting into the Libertadores in our first season. That's not going to happen. But fingers crossed we can get that done and get that over the line. In terms of team selection, been a few changes. I've elected to bin off all of the players who are in on loan and not renewing next season. So as you can see, there's no one in there. So that's Albertenga, Palacios anyway, so he's not going to really change a huge amount. But I'm electing to bring in a lot of youth players just to give them a chance to have a out. As you can see, we've got a back 5 of again Tolo, Gentiletti, Lefero, Nadalan as normal. Rivera Moreno in the middle of the park, although Rivera is under a bid at the moment, which again has been accepted for 4.9 million. So he'll probably be out the door soon, but again, I'm not hugely fussed. We've got a lot of depth in the midfield, a lot of players out on loan at the moment. Chingalani, Sforza, and then Gonzalez, who's a new player who I don't think you guys would have seen before. He's playing on the right-hand side again. He is only 18 years old, so he's prospect for the future. He's some good stats, physical, pretty good so far. But he's only going to improve, which is good. And he's a left-footed right winger, which I'm all about in this. And then we have then Roman Bravo up top. He's been a staple of the club for a while now. I say he's playing in the advanced role, not playing as a pressing full time. Capitani, the one who I've been talking about quite a lot, as you see, is again a very good player, but he is still a little bit unfit. As you can see, give him the chance, he'll probably come off on the bench in this game itself. But let's get into it then. I'd say we've got a load of players out on loan at the moment, so hopefully get them come back in the new season ready to go. I don't think we'll see a huge amount of incoming, so we'll probably get rid of a couple of the players, and then we'll see go from there. But this game against Union, I think they're 15th in the league at the moment. I'm fairly optimistic. I hope we get a decent result. They're 23rd. Whilst we're quiet, let's encourage the players to be ready. Listen to Keane. Last. Do this then. I've managed to figure out the bit along the sides. I've no longer got the big old purple screen that takes to the sides. You can see they're now floating again, which is what I wanted them to do. Start the game. Having chances. 1-0 up. 2 minutes in, 1-0 down. Early bout of passion needed for the fans, I think. That is not the start we wanted. I probably should have told you how we got on in the last couple of games, which I'll do at the end of this one. But again, yeah, very mixed bag. Couldn't really beat them. We seem to struggle to beat teams that are worse than us. Last game I know I can tell you about, which was the fact that we drew against Spencer. It was just a 0-0 draw. Nothing really happened. It was a bit of but it's definitely one I'm glad I didn't record. It wasn't the most interesting in the world. But yeah, like I said, what we're doing now is I'm not hugely going to get into Competition America or not. Obviously, it'd be nice to do so. Obviously, it could potentially be a route into a bit more money. Saved by my Arno, not very good free kick for it straight to the keeper. So normally when an attacker is quite close to the keeper like this, normally it means he kicks it at him. Hopefully that'll happen. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not hugely bothered. It'd be great to get into continental football, but I'm not going to lose sleep if we don't. Obviously, the main thing is to try and get some of these players in. Like I say, we've got a fantastic youth centre. We've got development centre. We've got a strong reserve squad, and then a very strong youth academy, which is brilliant. Hopefully, we get the money sorted out, improve some potentially, and yeah, just start to believe as we are doing, which is why the numbers. Screen Marina with a belter. Oh, that's a fantastic finish. Finally, we're making all that pressure pay. We've had 74% of the ball. Scary stat for Union, but I'll absolutely take that. I think that puts a level on points of Independiente. Again, they've got 2 games in hand, so we're not really going to huge amount. We've also had a cup for whilst you've been play as well. I don't know what that's for. I don't know if that's next season's cup or not, but it's the Copa Argentina. We've been drawn against a team who I've never heard of, and they're not even in a registered league, it seems. I can't remember the name of them. San Pietro, maybe, something like that. But yeah, hopefully that should be a win, and we'll go into the 6th round, 5th round draw at the moment. Again, I don't know how these work. Sounds a bit like the FA Cup as he's hit the post. Oh, I didn't quite catch who that was. I think that was Chingalani has hit the post. It's good. We're making chances. That's the main thing. And the good thing is we're back up to a positive goal difference. A couple of the wins we've had, we've been playing quite well. We've got a few goals in, a couple of 3-0 wins, negating back to the ones that you've seen in the previous episode. Obviously, we lost 5-1 against Boca. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of the series so far. It's be good to see how you think the series is going. I think apart from the finances, make improvements. We are mid-table, which is exactly what we need to be doing. That is the main thing. So I'm happy with the fact that normally I would have liked to have been a little bit higher, but I appreciate this is a bit more of a project than I would have normally expected. So it's a little bit more difficult. Normally I tend to, on these sorts of things, I tend to say I'll take an English team from right at the bottom right to the top, and it's quite easy to jump up the leagues a little bit, especially when you're in the lower ones, because you can get players on free transfer who are not way better than they should be anyway. But this one, yes, slightly different, and with me not really knowing the way this works, it's slightly as well. As Aguero saved it, what's the keeper done there? I feel like he should have caught that. It didn't look like the ball was coming in at any real pace, and we're 2-1 down. It's time to go attacking. A bit more passion. I'm not impressed with that at all. I don't know what he's doing there. It wasn't. He didn't hold the ball by fingers. Very odd. I know exactly where we stand. We don't. Have we done? I don't really know. I don't think that's updated properly. Anyway, enough of that. Let's make a change. Time for Capitani to go as worth. This is his. Anyway, I think he's playing. Giving it. He's looking. Otherwise, there's a playing too bad. Spurs having a great game, as is Moreno. Obviously, Moreno scored, so he's going to be having a fairly decent game. There we go. Yeah, see, the league has updated, which means that it gives Tellez a chance of getting in. Don't have the ball. See a little change to the video. I've elected to shift me over onto the left-hand side, so to realise there's not as much in the way. The only thing you can't see now is the match overview, which I don't really need on anyway. It's just telling me what's happening. Otherwise, you can see everything. So, what an effort again, Chingalani. Oh, it's so close. We're getting chances, just not finishing them. Look at that. We've had 11 shots on target. At the ball, more than 70% of the ball. We just can't do anything with it. We're very attacking for the last 10-15 minutes. draw out of this, draw that content, look what's up, I really do. That final change is going to be go for the 4-2-4, I think. In fact, actually, I'm going to bring off one of the centre half. Bring off James Hurst, he's on yellow anyway. Put him up there. We'll put John Santi alongside him. Very makeshift team we've got going now, but let's put him alongside. He's a poacher. Can leave his deep line forward and keep that going. He can kind of sit behind what's coming. I suppose you could do the target man thing. No, I'm going to leave it as is. I'm already overcomplicating it by taking one man out of defence and putting the other guy up top, so we'll see if that makes any difference. Although every time we've done it in this save, hopefully we're finding that as soon as we do that, there's no highlights anyway. Nothing happens. That's probably going to happen here, let's be honest. Actually, for the last couple of minutes, we've got a throw in right on the edge of their area. And with the ball, Chicalani, our keeper saved it. Easy to the keeper. We've actually beaten the better team according to the rating. Not going to come away with victory, unfortunately. One more chance we could nick a draw here. Hopefully we do. Been on the wrong end of a lot of late finishes. Oh, Chicalani, he's had about a million chances. Can't see in the back of the net. Union have got the ball now. Capitani is chasing it down. Goes to Rodriguez. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't Capitani. What do you think? Rodriguez? I don't know. And they got the ball again. Come on, pressure them. No foul. It's a throw in. I don't know if we're going to have a chance to do this throw in though. It's going to be last chance saloon. What's Adeline going to do with it? I'm feeling this might fizzle out into nothing. Rivera is going to pop. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Those stats are concerning. Lost the game. Coming back in, lads. Afraid. I'm building the not really working on with the man of the match with the better team, but it's the result that matters at the end of it, and they have scored one more goal than us. As a result, that puts us in contention of losing out on Europe. I don't know what that does. Club Vision, I don't think he's really particularly impressed. He's disappointed. Finishing near the bottom of the league. I mean, we're not really. We're absolutely nowhere near the bottom. We've got more than enough points away from that, as you can see. So we're very much mid-table, which is exactly what we want to do. But catch us in the final game of the season against Ricardo. Anyway. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second game and the final game of the season here against Huracan, who I didn't realise are actually doing pretty well. They're second in the league. Only the one change for this game. We've got San Juan. I think it's Francisco. I know Felipe San Juan, I'm assuming now. He's very young. He's never played for us. He's making his full debut in the last game of the season against second in the league. Talk about trial by fire. Because Aguirre is out for the next 4 weeks with sports hernia, so he is gone for the time being. But otherwise, he is exactly the same team. So Patolo, Gentiletti, Lemmer, and Adelan back. Rivera and Moreno in the middle of the park. Rivera, actually, worth noting, he declined the contract offer from Inter Miami, so he is still very much that player. I don't know what. I know he's declined. Oh, he declined this contract offer, I think. There's not been a huge amount of change. Okay, on the screen when he said he rejected it. Chingalani, Sforza, and Gonzalez supporting Capitani. Top. In fact, actually, I'll tell you a complete lie. Capitani is in instead of Brava because he's now fit to play, and I do want to give him a run out and see what looks to be a pretty decent player. So, without further ado, let's get on with the final league game of the season. I said I assume it's the final league game of the season anyway. I don't believe there's after this. I have read somewhere, I think I mentioned this before, about the fact that my understanding is that they're going to be narrowing down the Argentinian Superliga over the next 4 seasons in real life. So I believe maybe this is doing the same as well. Yeah, let's James Premier point. Yeah, that's definitely done. So yeah, that is what's happening. So they're going to take the team in last place, which is Central Cordoba, England. Take them. They will go down. However, I don't think there'll be as many promotions into the top league. I assume they'll go down to 23 teams, 22 next season, 21, and then 20 in the final season. guy doing there, number 30, ran straight there. Presumably he's done like an American football thing. He's tried to run across the line of scrimmage or whatever it's called to throw things off, but it's not. Hurricane all over us to begin with, as you may come to expect, seeing as they're second in the table. I didn't know they were that good. I thought they were a bit more of a mid-table side. They're 1-0 up. 16th goal of the season for that man. Cool. So off to the start we would normally expect. Put it that way. 1-0 down. Yeah. I'm not too far. I tell you what, it's looking very, very close at the bottom of this part of the league. But for some reason, even though we're in 11th, as I mentioned before, the chairman's still disappointed with how we're doing. He's deeply saddened at our managing of the club. I don't know if that's going to mean we're going to carry on for a second season. I'm a little bit concerned. We are still contracts, However, when Mourinho want to finish that in, main screeners in 2 games, pick that one out, sunshine. That is a fantastic finish, and that does my concern a little bit. San Lorenzo, who are they playing at the moment? It's disappeared. I'll find that out in a minute. Although, it's just gone over the crossbar. Out of the way, for San Lorenzo playing. They're using Velez. That's fine. They're playing it just in the table. That's okay until errors are at home. Patronat. They're probably the only ones who would be expecting to win, I think. Hopefully we can get another goal here and pressure a bit. We're not going to. We're actually on the counter now. That's a concern. Garage straight past Lemma. It's not gone. I'm not sure why San Juan has gone for the save there. Obviously a little bit cautious, but it's gone behind for a corner. Great clearing header. In doubts his performances from the press at the moment. I'm sure he can continue his position at the side, although he kind of has to. He's our best left winger at the moment. Gonzalez got to it. It's just one of those where I think the highlight. Oh no. Oh, he's not been sent off. Normally when that happens, the highlight's going to be, but it hasn't. I am on more because although we are scoring at the moment, we are definitely under the cosh. Apart from we have had more. Patronat are winning Paleras. That is again easing the pressure. What's happening? San Lorenzo are losing even more now. Union are drawing Independiente. I'm just going to keep it in this bottom half of that latest. But it does mean at the moment that no matter what happens in our game, we are still comfortably in the Copa Sudamerica for next season. Going to the preliminary round. And I've got no idea the structure of that cup, so I don't know how it works. Interestingly, you go into the structure of this league, you think where you go in, but it won't let you click on the cup competition, which is really strange. I had to go via another club to go into Libertadores and then go down into the next one because I didn't know who was in Sudamerica, but we managed to find it. We are really looking at the league at the end of the season. We are still 5 points behind Independiente, and we're 9-10 points off getting into the top 6. Which I suppose isn't too bad, but when you consider it's a 23-game season, that's not time. San Lorenzo losing by even more. Independiente winning, Patronat winning. I think we're going to be absolutely fine. Even if we capitulated now, which we're more than capable of doing, we should. Copa Sudamerica. The chairman has to be pleased with. Surely they can't be annoyed with that. I mean, he can be, but what is it? The post? Oh, that was close. Come on, boys, put your finger out. I've not elected to make any changes on the bench either, so this team is pretty much the same. Capitani's having a good game. I am going to stick with him. I think what I'll do in a minute is I'm going to take Sforza off because he's a bit frustrated. Bring him up into the front two and do like a 2-4 spot thing. In fact, without further ado, let's do that now. Tyler's not having the best of games. That Sforza up there. Capitani can stay on the left. Back what? Left-footed, right-footed. I'd like him if he cuts in. He's right-footed, so fine. We'll bring Bravo in on right, and he is also right-footed. But I'm not concerned about that. There's a complete forward. He definitely can't. Can't really have to press to the passports. Put him as a pressing forward. go with the channel name and stick to our guns. What's Rodriguez's actual position? He's that box midfielder, isn't he? Bring off. I can't bring off Moreno. He's having an absolute barnstorm. Bossing the midfield apparently, which is great to see. I'll ask the guys to get creative in a minute. Do you have the ball? Turn of pace from Gonzalez, got around his man. Can't do anything with it though. Bravo. Oh no. Again, it's another one of those highlights where they have the ball and then we lose it and give them a chance to manage to sweep up the ball with that lever on it. That's a lovely ball through to Bravo. Can he? Oh, it's a good save by the keeper. I feel like he should. Donny though. Oh, fantastic. That is easing the pressure on my job massively if we can hold on to this. But nothing to do with that, but I'm so glad Chingalani's got his goal because I do have faith in enough player. You can see he's a well-rounded player. And hopefully he can continue that and actually give us a chance to win this game. Make one last change. Left. Bring off Rivera this time. Bring on Pablo Perez just to take a bit of control of the there. He's back to his familiar man playmaker, put him on a defend structure and just midfield a little bit. Moreno's still bossing the midfield, so that's absolutely fine. I think I'm going to bring off Gentiletti, Nagani. Oh. Again, avoid any difficulty on a yellow card at the moment. I don't really want that to continue. Do that, and hopefully we can see this game out with 11 men on the pitch. Pablo Perez, lovely spread of the plate to Nadlan. He's going to try and whip a ball in, is he? Keeper, that goes straight out to their players. Gomez. Did he score the first goal? I can't remember. I didn't find out. Oh, look back in the replay. Happy right back to live. Don't want to see that. We've seen it already. Live action, there we go. Oh, no, turned it back on and they've scored. Mariano Barrero. Nice little game. Somehow the ball found his way to the near post. For God's sake, San Juan. You're one game and you've not played very well. I'm in now. I'm very attacking for the last couple of minutes. It's probably not going to make a difference. Chingalani is taken off injured. Let's go back to positive. There's no point worrying about that now. We can't do anything. We can't bring in anyone to replace him. I'm not even going to think about playing Bravo or anyone on right on the left hand side. There's no point. With a couple of minutes left, although there's 5 minutes plenty of time. See, San Lorenzo, Union and Teleros are all losing, so we are guaranteed continental football for season number 2. Assuming we have a job. That's another question yet to be answered. But hopefully you'll find out in a couple of minutes instead. We won't have to wait too long. We've drawn 2-1 in the final game. Considering where Huracan are in the table, I'm not too concerned about that. I will say they were lucky. I think they played really well. And a match for Moreno, which is not to be an unsurprising stat for a lot of you. That leaves us 11th in the table. We still appear to have our job, so we're okay. Racing Club once Liga, so that definitely means it's over then. Honours even. Those injured haven't been for 4 weeks. Moreno's on form, yes, he is. I didn't think that's why I was against the game. I look back to get on with it. Alright, mate. Now. Jeez. What's the vision looking like? Is he happier again? He's disappointed. Why is he disappointed? We're not finishing in the bottom of the table. We're not. That's not what's happening at all. I don't get what all from us. We finished out of 20. As far as I'm concerned, that's okay. I don't know. So that brings us to the end of, I suppose, yeah. Next game is up against Sami and Tersta 1. I'll probably do a little one-off of that. It's a neutral venue. Strange. Do we know where? Club Ciudad de Lanús, absolutely like Lanús Stadium, I guess. Yes, it is. Why are we playing there? That's so weird. What we're doing actually, before we finish the video, let's have a look at the Copa Argentina. Let's see how it works. How many stages do we have? fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, quarterfinal, semi-final, final. We expect to get to the seventh round. Let's see how we go on. Copa Superliga Argentina. I don't know how any of these work. So what is this? I don't know. Very confused. We'll find out anyway. But yeah, next episode we will come back for the game against Darmian. So just a little one-off. So give you guys a bit of an idea of how things go with finances. Make sure we're still in a job as well. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you did, then make sure you leave a like on the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on how you think this save is going to continue going. Obviously, big goal for this one is to get into continental football, win the Copa Libertadores, and then head on over to Europe. So hopefully we'll do that in a few seasons' time, I think. If you do enjoy it, make sure you subscribe. These videos will be coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 PM. And yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you guys again soon.